That lawnmower. That's that. Start that. Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know.
And made a post and basically told Roach. He tagged Lamar Roach and he said, "Look, you're not getting in that fight with Tank."
A day in the life of Gervonta Davis as he prepares for Jake Paul is all about focus, discipline, and relentless hard work. Every training session centers on sharpening his speed, power, and precision with intense conditioning drills and sparring that push his limits. Driven by the desire to prove himself, Gervonta stays locked in on his goals, leaving no room for distractions as he prepares for the challenge ahead. Raleigh Romero offers a balanced perspective on the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight, highlighting that Tank's legacy remains secure no matter the result. As a world champion with major accomplishments, Davis has nothing left to prove by taking on Jake Paul. Romero does point out that Jake's natural size gives him a physical edge, but he makes it clear that this doesn't take away from the respect and accolades Davis has already earned in the sport.
Might be too big for him, but like Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or as an exhibition, we don't know if they throw at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think it impacts, will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, a 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give, that's fair, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying he should have took a fight with Lamar Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think this is business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know. It's bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or all that stuff, right?
Paulie Malignaggi emphasizes the key difference between size and experience in the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup. While Jake has gained attention for his size and growing popularity, Malignaggi argues that experience in the ring carries far more weight. Davis has competed at the highest level, headlined major events, and battled elite opponents. No matter Jake's physical advantage, he can't match Tank's years of training, ring intelligence, and adaptability. Malignaggi's view is clear. In boxing, skill and experience often matter more than sheer size.
I think Davis is more to lose because he's the bona fide world champion. I don't care if he's much smaller. I think Jake Paul has sort of plateaued as far as where his boxing is concerned. It's rather low level. Yeah. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he can hit. So there is that risk. Davis, at lightweight, you're in a moment where it's too physical for you. You can clinch. Against the heavyweight, where you clinching? You ain't getting out of that corner just clinching anymore if you run out of space. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But Davis, listen, there's a lot of talking points that I'm sure we'll get into when this gets closer to the fight. Davis can still punch at lightweight. Can he drop a heavyweight? There's a lot to gain there, right? If Davis knocks
the answer is yes.
If Davis drops Jake on his ass, as much as Davis is the one with more to lose, it's still a highlight moment.
A visual that will stay forever.
Yeah, but if you get dropped, even if you're smaller, you're still a world champion, multiple weight classes. If you get dropped, what's the look? What's the feel? On the inside, as boxers, me and Chris Algieri, the champ, even you, Jimmy, you have fight experience, so we know that the risk is a big guy that big hits you. You're probably going down if you're a small guy if he hits you clean. So we know the risk, but how does it look to the public eye who don't understand that? You know what I mean? The public. So there is a lot to lose, though. There's a bit to gain. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this had Davis's career arc been one that benefited boxing. Davis was manufactured and put into a position where he's supposed to benefit boxing, and I don't think he has. I think he's hurt boxing. So by giving him this reward, that's my problem. Why are we watching this? Why don't you make him earn his spot that he still hasn't earned?
Teofimo Lopez sees the fight as more of a spectacle than a traditional sporting contest. To him, it's less about legacy or rankings and more about entertainment and financial gain. He recognizes that both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis will earn massive paydays, and that's an important part of the event. While it may not have the significance of a world title bout, Lopez believes it still benefits boxing by attracting mainstream attention and bringing in new fans, helping to grow the sport's reach.
Really invested on it, and I'm actually very happy for Gervonta and Jake. I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way, you know.
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You got a fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, you know, they know what they're doing. And, you know, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction? A show. A show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight, it's quite a difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
For competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. Definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know. But I think for that competition, that fight, it reminds me a lot like The Big Show, and Floyd Mayweather when they fought in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And will that end the same way?
Possibly. Maybe some brass knuckles in there too.
Can you see Jake Paul knocking out Gervonta Davis?
It's boxing, man. And if it's a show like this, anything goes, anything happens.
Nate Diaz, known for his blunt honesty, completely dismisses the matchup. In his view, the fight holds no real competitive value and won't meaningfully impact either fighter's career, regardless of the outcome. He sees it as pure entertainment, more of a staged show than a serious sporting event, comparing it to professional wrestling. Diaz's take cuts through the hype, framing the fight as a sideshow rather than a legitimate contest.
I gotta ask you, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Does Davis have a chance?
Gervonta is a great boxer, but he ain't gonna be Jake Paul.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout, or?
No, I don't got anybody, but I don't think
He's just too small.
I don't want to beat up somebody that small. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think of the fight?
I don't want to lose to somebody that. There's no point in the fight. It's a great fight, actually. I'm not hating on the fight, but I think my thoughts on it is let's watch and see what happens.
Ryan Garcia said that boxing is turning into WWE.
Yeah,
with that type of matchup. What do you agree? Last thing, White House card, like he said, you want Conor McGregor?
Yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE, so it's like, at least that's happening and it's getting something to talk about, something to watch, and I'm looking forward to that fight, actually.
Jeff Mayweather shares Nate Diaz's skepticism, questioning the purpose behind the matchup. He sees it as an odd pairing, matching a proven champion like Gervonta Davis with a YouTube star-turned-boxer like Jake Paul. While he understands the business side of boxing, Mayweather still views the fight as unnecessary and somewhat puzzling. His perspective mirrors the confusion many longtime boxing fans feel about crossover events that blur the line between sport and spectacle.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank, and I mean, but with it being a exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting, but I mean, it really makes no sense because he's going to be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's going to probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight is happening.
KSI, with his own experience in the influencer boxing world, offers insight into Jake Paul's promotional tactics. He believes that talk of a potential fight with Anthony Joshua was never serious, but rather a move to generate buzz and mislead the public. From KSI's perspective, the matchup with Tank is just another step in Jake's strategy to create hype rather than chase real heavyweight competition. His comments highlight the theatrical and often manipulative side of modern boxing. Promotion.